Hey, this is Duck Avenger, and I'm back at it again, reviewing things. Not a video game so much this time, but I'm actually reviewing one of the coolest things from my childhood. 1995, 1994, I mean, Spider-Man TV show. And let's look at it right now. I remember this was groundbreaking and mind-blowing at the time. So let's look at it and see how it holds up right now. Oh, there's Spider-Man right there, slinging his web. To save someone or something like that. And exposition the heck out of us. Although I always love Spider-Man's narrator here. It's kind of cheesy a little bit, but it's better than like the Super Friends or something like that. And remember when there was like, meanwhile, at the Hall of Justice or whatever the Super Friends were at. Even though I don't know which should be totally teacher, but the Super Friends was the cheesiest narration I ever heard. So, these guys are underground, and looks like they're way too happy to be here, definitely. I forgot to mention that the episode was called Night of the Lizard, so you can expect what's going to happen. I mean, if you ever read Spider-Man before, you see this. Yep, it's the Night of the Lizard, and that would be 100% terrifying if that happened. This scared me so much as a kid, just seeing this, and like seeing this guy get thrown back into there. I was like, what the heck? Where's this guy going? Is he gonna be okay? Like, this is an opening to the first episode of a TV show as a child on a Saturday morning. So to just see the lizard, and this guy's like having hallucinations and a lizard. He's scared out of his mind so much that he's causing accidents and causing traffic to go everywhere. This really kind of scared me as a kid. I was like, what's going on? And then here's Spider-Man swinging to the rescue. Like I said, if you've seen Amazing Spider-Man or you've read Spider-Man comics before, you kind of know about the base. The lizard man, but yeah, you can kind of guess what's going on. But this opening right here, this was nothing I ever seen before. When I was a kid, 8 years old, 1994, I thought this was the coolest animation I ever seen and coolest graphics I ever seen in anything. I didn't know what to think of this. I was blown away with my little 8-year-old mind with this. And I couldn't wait for more episodes, I remember. It was I think it was as big to me as the Power Rangers opening like the year before, but I had got hooked with this one episode. I remember buying comic books, and there was even a comic book that was based on this TV show, and I bought all the ones I could ever find just because I liked this TV show so much. Like, I think right after this episode, I went out like some Spider-Man toys and some Spider-Man comics. I know. It makes me feel old that, you know, this show came out, what, 23 years ago, and I'm still, like, gushing over it, but, man, it was something really from my childhood. It lasted a good amount of seasons, too. It lasted, like, 5 seasons, and I don't know how many cartoon episodes really last 5 seasons. And so, I didn't know his powers at the time, like Spider-Man. I didn't know much about Spider-Man in this episode, so I was like, is this guy just gonna die? I mean, the other guy just got taken by the lizard, and he's presumably dead. But of course, Spider-Man saves the day, and he's got to make some quip about like how he saves the day or something like that. He's always making jokes. That's one of my favorite things about Spider-Man. Like, the animated series of Batman, I remember being so cool, but Batman was always so serious, and Spider-Man makes the jokes, and it's pretty awesome. So, of course, Spider-Man, you know, he takes pictures. I mean, of course, Peter Parker takes pictures of Spider-Man, and he turns them into Daily Beagle. This is one of its frames of the Beagle. I don't know if it's in the comic books, but this is one of the frames of the Beagle in the TV show. And of course, there's J. Jonah Jameson. Amy is Spider-Man, and has Peter Parker hired, which is kind of ironic. And there's Flash Thompson, one of the people that used to hate Peter Parker, but also Flash Thompson loves Spider-Man. Flash Thompson in the comic books would later become Agent Venom, and he would become part of the Guardians of the Galaxy, which is pretty interesting. But Flash Thompson would become the Guardians of the Galaxy as Venom, but that's a whole different story, and this doesn't have anything to do with the animated series right here. So, basically, in this episode, Spider-Man's gonna get paid to see get pictures of Lizard Man, basically. And if you don't know the Lizard Man, it's kind of spoilers. I mean, it just came out like 22 years ago, and also there's a movie about it, The Amazing Spider-Man. Dr. Kurt Carr's one of Spider-Man's teachers. Oh well, not Spider-Man, but Peter Parker's teachers is the Lizard Man. $1,000 bonus for the Lizard Man. So Spider-Man goes out into the rain and everything like that to try to not even catch the Lizard Man. I keep saying Spider-Man. Peter Parker is going to go out and try to catch a picture of the Lizard Man. And of course he needs money because Peter Parker always needs money. He doesn't do anything selfishly for himself, and he eventually is gonna find that Aunt May is behind her mortgage, kind of like in the episode. I mean, kind of like in the part of Spider-Man 2, where he finds out that Aunt May is behind her bills. They actually do a good part of this in Spider-Man 2, and this kind of, they don't have so much time to go over it, but you know, you can tell why he's motivated. I think this is a good motivation for him to go into the sewers and try to take a picture of the Lizard Man. I mean, Spider-Man wants to do anything for his Aunt May. I think this is pretty cool. I don't remember in the comic books there being like a spider light from a spider belt, but that was pretty cool that he's at the little spider light. And right here, they're introducing a lot of characters, just in case you didn't know them. Like, we already have seen Joe Jonah Jameson, his friend of the Beagle. This is Felicia Harding, who, if I remember right, is the Black Cat, and he refers to her as the little sister he never wanted. So, Peter Parker, he has a picture, and I think it's a picture of the Lizard Man, Dr. Kirk Connors, and so they're going to have it analyzed by Kirk Connors, so they're going into his lab right now. And they're going to see if they can figure out what it is. But Peter Parker needs to get that $1,000 bonus so that he can not be behind, or have Aunt May be behind on the bills. And I love this part. I always loved his spider sense. I love it how, like, you know what's going on with his spider sense. Yeah. And I love that noise that he has right there. Like, wow. Every time I read the comic books with the spider sense, I always thought I heard that noise in my head. And I love the voice acting for this too. I always heard his voice in my head when I read the comic books. Ooh, this is the horror part of this game. I swear this is like a horror little kid show. It's kind of almost like scary and a little bit violent for a kid show like this day. Like for her to just come in and that face, that scary face looking at her right there, she's like, ah! And he knocks all those books on her. That's violence against women. That's not allowed anymore. You can't do that in a cartoon show now. But then, of course, the Lizard Man gets away because there's a damsel in distress. So Peter Parker can't run away from the damsel in distress, and he can't go full on Spider-Man 2 because she would see him. He's always got to keep his secret identity until yeah. And then this comics is Civil War. He releases the identity, and everybody finds out that he's Peter Parker. And then eventually in Superior Spider-Man, he eventually trades brains with Dr. Octopus. So this is a flashback right here. It's kind of explaining what happened. Kirk Connors, if I remember right, lost his arm, and I think it was in Vietnam. I thought that was supposed to be the backstory for it, and so he finds a way to put it. Reptilian DNA into a rat so that it can grow its arm like a lizard would regrow its tail, and so he's eventually going to try it on himself, and so that would turn him into the Lizard Man. Which I always wonder though, like if he would use it on a rat, wouldn't it turn the rat into a lizard rat? And why would it not turn the rat into a lizard rat, but turn him into a Lizard Man? That doesn't make sense to me, but whatever.
This is just the beginning.
It's part of the plot, you know? This is a kid's show, so not always the greatest of explanations. I don't think it was ever explained in the comic or the movie either. But Peter Parker is, obviously has a great deal of respect for Connors, and if I'm right, he has a hunch that this Connors that's turned into the Lizard Man, and he doesn't really have like enough time to like kind of make it a mystery. This is only like a 22-minute episode, so it's kind of got to rush a little bit of part of the mystery. And so that is pretty terrifying. If I saw that outside my window, I'd freak the heck out. They're afraid of Spider-Man right here, but there's Lizard Man right outside the window. I know they didn't see it, but that would be a lot worse. And I always like how people are afraid of Spider-Man. No matter how many times Spider-Man saves everybody or anything like that, always afraid of Spider-Man. Yeah, I know it's partly because of J. Jonah Jameson's The Beagle, you know, always pretty bad stories about Spider-Man, but still, I would think a lot of people would give Spider-Man respect. But whatever. And so right here comes the first climactic battle between the Lizard Man and Spider-Man. And there's his pictures right there. He gets $1,000 for that. But he drops his camera into the water. Sad. Hopefully it's a waterproof camera. Spider-Man slinging around on his web, and the Lizard Man has great strength and great agility, so he's not going down so easy for Spider-Man. And yeah, that's a good gets first battle for the first episode. It's pretty cool how the Lizardman is his first battle. Like, it's cool, and this is scary at the same time. Because I think I was a little bit scared of this when I was a kid, because this was like almost like a Universal monster, like from the Universal pictures. And Spider-Man just got thrown to like a little clubhouse, and there's a little kid inside and like hearing these battles. And then he sees that it's his son, and it's sad, and then he's kind of not the Lizardman right then.
Daddy.
And
did I hear right?
Then,
did he say Daddy?
Yes. Yes, that was Kurt. It all started with a device.
I can let the show explain
Kurt
this for a
called it
second.
the neogenic recombinator. He used it on himself as an experiment to make his arm grow again.
Ooh, that would be awesome if there was that in real
But
life.
it turned him into that creature.
Oh,
Why haven't you told
that's
me
pretty
about
scary.
it?
So,
The police.
No, they'll think he's a freak.
yeah, I think no matter what, I would still turn into the police, even if he was my dad or not. Like that's
First.
I'm so scared.
pretty scary.
We'll keep this
I would be afraid the Lizardman would come after me no matter what.
We're not alone.
Oh, and there's Flash Thompson. He's running away, and Spider-Man gets him up in his web.
Hang loose, Brock. That webbing will melt in a couple of hours.
Oh, I was wrong.
I already have.
I was wrong. I've been saying Flash Thompson the whole time. I thought the character was Flash Thompson. I guess I'm to brush up on this. So that's actually Eddie Brock. That's who. That's one of Spider-Man's Spider-Man's co-workers that actually that works at the Bugle too. So he's actually going to turn to the Venom someday. But yeah, I thought that was Flash Thompson. I don't know why I was thinking that. That's Eddie Brock. And then seems like this. Like, why does everybody still hate Spider-Man in New York? Like, I would think they would love him after he helped so much. I mean, I can see why, like, people might be afraid of him, like, when he first started being Spider-Man, but after he's helped everybody so much, and it goes down that the sewers pretty much save the town right now. I always wonder about that. Like, how could something be so slippery that Spider-Man can hold on to it? That, like, and
or the Avengers. Never have I seen the Avengers in a sewer or the Defenders.
There's a joke about the Avengers and the Defenders, other Marvel superhero properties. There are some crossovers in this show that I remember. I think X-Men come into Spider-Man episode, or maybe it's the other way around. I know Doctor Strange is in an episode too. I'm trying to think of who else.
To save him.
But
isn't
basically, Spider-Man's going to try to save Doc Connors. He doesn't care so much about the picture anymore, but he wants to try to turn him back from the Lizardman.
Whoa, not this fast. Uh-oh.
That would be pretty awesome to go down like a sewer like that, except it would be the sewer. Oh. I always wonder why Spider-Man falls like that though. Like,
my webbing's losing its consistency.
Lots of times,
I better change cartridges soon.
Lots of times in the series, he falls and he pretends like he doesn't have spider webbing or anything like that.
If it wasn't for me,
but that's the plot device right there, the web cartridges and running out of web. In the Spider-Man movie, it naturally comes off his arm, but in the comic book and the Amazing Spider-Man 2 and this, he has web cartridges. So pretty much he saves this middle-aged guy, and he's saying blah 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 blah, the laser's so scary, and blah 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 blah. Oh yeah, here's my Spider-Man toy. This is my kid's toy. It's pretty cool. He doesn't shoot webbing or anything like that, Spider-Man, but he's cool enough. And there's the Lizard Man, and he has that wife, and
why?
So we could be together.
You're still my husband.
Let's let the TV show explain it.
I want to be with you, but not like this.
I love you too.
This is kind of scary.
And I need your help with this.
Ooh.
I need your hands to operate it for me.
Now he's gonna try to take a picture of Blitzman, but still.
Scared.
This is something straight out of like a monster movie. Like a mad scientist monster movie. He's trying to transform her into a lizard woman so that they can be lizard people together. That's kind of awesome now that I think of it. I'd like to have them. If I was a lizard person, I would like to have a lizard person wife. Kind of like the Shrek movie, you know? Like if I was Shrek, feel like a Shrek wife.
I can transform all of them.
Oh. Then he wants to transform all the people into lizard people so he can have a lizard people town.
after you transform everyone, we'll all be like you.
That'd be awesome.
I'm the
Everybody-
first of a new race. A
First of a new
race.
race.
If
He
you're
always
so
sounds
much
like
better, why do you need my hands to help
some
you?
kind of
You're not
dictator or
better.
something like
Look
that.
what
You
you've
know,
become.
No!
he's become insane.
Things.
An insane lizard
I
man.
can
That's what
make
he's
people
become.
well again.
But
And I won't
I always
stop
think that's
for
far
anything.
isn't too far
Not
fetched.
even for
If you were a
Billy.
lizard man, wouldn't you want
You want
all
him
the
to
people
be
to be
like
lizard
you
people like
too?
you?
My
He's a pretty
son,
smart guy.
I have a
I
son.
don't remember how this episode actually ends. And no Spider-Man's got a battle him, but I forget how he turns him back from the lizard man. That would hurt so bad if like you were expecting Spider-Man and he went and kicked you in the back. That would hurt pretty bad. Because I mean, I wonder how fast he goes when he swings the web like that. You know, like if he's like this and he swings the web, he goes. How fast? How many miles per hour? I wonder how he goes. That'd be a good science theory or like a game theory or something like that. How fast is Spider-Man swinging on his web? She's gonna be the hero right there. Gonna. Oh, I think she would be dead after that. She doesn't have any kind of superpowers or anything like that. How fast does that tail guy swing?
Margaret.
But yeah, this is pretty
I'm
sad.
sorry.
He's like, I have to beat my wife. I'm a lizard man, but beat my wife. Domestic abuse in a kid's cartoon. Let's see, there's been violence against Lyndon, domestic abuse. Cutting edge cartoon right here. Seems like you can't do this stuff in TV nowadays. But also, that would be entirely gross. I think I would just give up if I was in the sewer water like that.
And now look at the both of us fighting each other.
Of course,
Fighting for our lives.
Spider-Man has like all this inner monologue about how he wants to help, and he's fighting the lizard man who was actually his friend, blah 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 stuff like that. A lot of inner monologue in this show. This is pretty cool. I mean, like, you can get it like a little cheesy sometimes, but I think it's pretty cool. I mean, it reminds me of like the thought bubbles in the comics. You know, of course, you gotta hear what the comic, not the comic book, but the character's thinking. It's to me, especially Spider-Man, especially the jokes he has and everything like that. And of course, he saves Connors after shooting that thing at him.
Okay.
And she's like, is he dead? When he opened his eyes like a little bit.
Heaven.
I'll help you carry him out of here in a
Aww,
sec. But
they're
first,
reunited
I have to
again.
get something.
That's so happy. What a happy ending.
$1,000 photo. Not too shabby.
$1,000
And what's
photo.
Eddie Brock going to end up with?
I was
An
thinking get a
exclusive
$1,000
story
photo. I'd
nobody's
take a photo
ever
of
going
me.
to believe.
Well, not
I
anything
tell
for
you, JJ, the
$1,000,
lizard is
but
Kurt Connors. I would have
there's
out here earlier, but Spider-Man webbed me.
Brock right there.
Dr.
I
Connors
thought
is
it
a
was
respected
who I thought was
scientist,
Flash
Brock.
Thompson.
And Peter Parker
I should have edited
already
that out,
brought
but
me
whatever.
photos of the lizard early this morning.
But
That's
I'll show
awesome.
you the lizard himself.
You better be right about this.
The lizard himself.
I'll
Ding
I'll eat
dong.
today's issue of the Bugle.
J.
Future
Jonah
Venom.
Jameson. What brings you here this
Oh,
morning?
I kind of feel bad for Eddie Brock because, like, whenever he tries to do, I know he's not that great guy, but whenever he tries to do something, it seems like it always fails.
Where did you get this?
I sold an exclusive photo to the Daily Bugle.
That's, aw.
Oh dear.
What's wrong?
Exactly how did you happen to get this picture?
Well,
That's a
I,
good question.
hemming
Like,
and
how
hawing.
would people think
May,
that
You followed Spider-Man into
that
the
Peter
sewer,
Parker
didn't
gets
you?
all these pictures? It's
Yeah, right.
kind of happy, like a
It's
happy
cold
ending
and damp down
that he's
there.
able.
You've probably got
give money
germs
to his Aunt May.
incubating even as we speak. You
I love how
need some
Aunt May's
hot
always
soup
worried about
and
him.
a good long rest. A nice boy like you.
That'd be cool to have a
Pictures
cool
in a
Aunt May like
suit.
that.
And what if
Uh,
that horrible
I mean,
Spider-Man
Spider-Man
had
does
caught you?
everything
Aunt May.
to try to
She'd
save
never
and protect her.
understand.
Like
Spider-Man's
in the comic
already
books,
caught me in his web.
he did makes a deal
For
with the
better or
devil
worse,
to give
He
up
and I are
his
stuck together.
relationship with Mary
Forever.
Jane just so that his Aunt May can be back. And then here's the awesome ending. I like how there's like kind of a comic booky ending. It reminds me of like some of the older comic books. And so there was Spider-Man, the first episode of the Spider-Man 1994 series. I want to try to do all of them. Let's see, I don't know how many episodes there are. It looks like there's 55 episodes. So I could do all those at one point just to see if this is popular enough. And it's made by Saban, the same people who did Power Rangers. Well, thank you. This has been Duck Avenger. Please like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later. See you in episode 2.